Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news. When you look at the current landscape of the NFL, especially the NFC East, there's a lot of turbulence, a lot of shifting tides. The New York Giants, a team with a storied history and a passionate fan base that's been waiting for a return to glory, find themselves in a bit of a rough patch. Starting the season 0-2 after losses to Washington and Dallas has put a lot of pressure on the team, on the coaching staff, and, naturally, on the players. And one of the most noticeable figures of frustration lately has been Dexter Lawrence. This isn't just about a bad start. It's about the mounting tension that can sometimes boil over in the NFL, especially when results aren't coming as expected. Dexter Lawrence, who's been a cornerstone of the Giants' defensive line for the past few seasons, has been visibly upset, and rumors are swirling around that he might seek a trade if the situation doesn't improve. Now, for those of you who follow the Giants closely, you know how vital Lawrence has been to their defensive success. Over the past few years, he's developed into one of the premier defensive tackles in the league, a player who can disrupt both the run game and the passing attack. His ability to generate pressure, with a total of 276 pressures and 35 sacks across his 7 seasons in the NFL, is nothing short of impressive. It's this kind of versatility and impact that makes him so valuable, not just to the Giants, but to any team looking to bolster their front line. But with the Giants struggling to get wins early in the season, frustration is mounting. The defense, which was expected to be a strength, has faced challenges, and Lawrence, as one of the team leaders, has been vocal about his disappointment. The question now is whether this frustration will lead to a more drastic move, such as Dexter Lawrence requesting a trade. It's a bold move, no doubt, but in today's NFL, players are increasingly willing to consider their options if they feel the team isn't heading in the right direction, or if they believe their future could be brighter elsewhere. And here's where things get interesting. The potential trade destination that's been mentioned most often is the Buffalo Bills. The Bills, a team that's been a playoff contender and a serious Super Bowl contender in recent years, are facing their own issues on the defensive line, particularly in stopping the run. After 2 weeks of the season, Buffalo's run defense has given up 355 rushing yards, the second most in the league. That's a problem for a team that prides itself on defense and wants to compete at the highest level. The Bills' struggles in the trenches are primarily due to injuries at the defensive tackle position. Ed Oliver, a key player, has been out, and Dwayne Carter, who is expected to contribute significantly, is out for the season with an Achilles injury. That leaves Buffalo in a tough spot, especially when it comes to stopping the run. They need a game changer, someone who can plug the middle, disrupt blockers, and help turn the tide of their defensive performance. That's where Dexter Lawrence comes into play. His skill set, his size, and his ability to pressure the quarterback make him a perfect fit for the Bills' needs. From a purely football standpoint, trading for Dexter Lawrence would make a lot of sense for Buffalo. Lawrence has been around for 7 seasons and has built a reputation as one of the league's most disruptive defensive tackles. His career stats speak volumes: 276 pressures and 35 sacks, and those numbers show that he's not just a run stopper, but also an effective pass rusher. His presence in the middle of the line would instantly upgrade the Bills' run defense and add a significant threat in pass rush situations. Now, for the Giants, trading Dexter Lawrence would undoubtedly be a blow to their defensive front. Losing a player of his caliber at this stage could hurt their overall defensive identity and productivity. But on the flip side, if the team is genuinely looking to rebuild or retool for future success, unloading a player who might be unhappy or seeking a change could be a smart move. It's a tough decision, no doubt, but sometimes in the NFL, short-term pain leads to long-term gain. Acquiring draft picks or promising young players in return could set the Giants up for sustained success down the line. But let's focus a little more on what Lawrence's presence means for the Giants. Despite the rough start, This team has a lot of talent and potential. Daniel Jones, for example, has been working hard to bounce back from injuries and inconsistent performances last year. The offensive line has shown flashes of improvement, and the receiving core, although still developing, has some promising pieces. The defense, when healthy, has the capability to be dominant, especially with players like Dexter Lawrence anchoring the middle. His ability to collapse the pocket, disrupt the play, and set the tone on defense is crucial, especially when facing high-powered offenses like Dallas or Washington. But if the Giants are considering a trade, they need to weigh the immediate impact versus future gains. Trading Lawrence might hurt their defensive line now, but if it opens up options for the team to reload with draft picks or younger players, it could pay off in the long run. It's all about perspective and strategic planning. Sometimes, a team has to make tough decisions early in the season to set themselves up for the future. And in a league where every game counts, especially in a competitive NFC East, every move is scrutinized heavily by fans and analysts alike. Looking ahead, the Giants' season is still very much in flux. The NFC East is one of the most competitive divisions in football, with the Eagles, Cowboys, and even Washington vying for dominance. The Giants need to find their rhythm and turn things around quickly if they want to stay in the playoff hunt. Trading a player like Dexter Lawrence would be a bold move, but it could also be a signal that they're willing to shake things up, prioritize the future, and perhaps even accelerate a rebuild if things don't improve in the coming weeks. On the other hand, the Bills, by potentially acquiring Lawrence, are making a statement that they're all in on winning it all this season. Their defense needs that push, and adding a player like Lawrence would send a clear message that they're serious about closing the gap and competing for a Super Bowl. It's a high-stakes game of chess, with each team trying to position itself for the ultimate prize, championship glory. Now, let's not forget the fans' perspective. For Giants supporters, this news is a roller coaster. On one hand, it's tough to see a star like Lawrence potentially leave, especially given how integral he's been to their defense. But on the other, it's also a reminder that the NFL is a business, and sometimes tough decisions are necessary to build a competitive team. For Bills fans, it's exciting to think about how adding a player of Lawrence's caliber could bolster their defense and give them that extra edge in a season where every game is critical. As the weeks unfold, we'll see how this situation develops. Will Dexter Lawrence stay with the Giants and help turn their season around? Or will he be traded to Buffalo, where he could become a key piece in their championship puzzle? Both scenarios are on the table, and honestly, it's one of the most fascinating storylines early in this NFL season. And remember, this isn't just about one player or one game. It's about the broader picture, how teams adapt, how they respond to adversity, and how decisions made now could shape the NFL landscape for years to come. The Giants are at a crossroads, and whatever happens next will undoubtedly influence their trajectory. The NFC East is always unpredictable, and this season looks like it's going to be no different. So stay tuned, keep your eyes on the latest updates, and as always, be ready for some unexpected twists and turns. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. In conclusion, folks, the NFL is a league of constant change, and the story of Dexter Lawrence's potential trade encapsulates that perfectly. It's about the pursuit of greatness, the tough decisions that come with it, and the relentless drive to win championships. For the Giants, this season is far from over, and they have the talent to bounce back. But if they decide to move on from Lawrence, it's a move that signals a new chapter, one that could define their future success or struggles. For the Bills, adding a player like Lawrence isn't just a short-term fix, it's an investment in their championship dreams. And as fans, we all love a good story of redemption, rivalry, and the relentless pursuit of glory. So, what do you think? Is this the move that will turn things around for the Giants? Or will it be the push that propels the Bills to new heights? Drop your thoughts below, because your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of the New York Giants. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest New York Giants news, because the NFL never sleeps and neither do we.